Hello, hello. I'm a little early, I know, but I came out. I'm in my backyard. It's beautiful out today, and I just couldn't wait and to get on. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to day three of becoming a master of your own dream life. Um, First, I wanted to give you a little funny story that happened today. Cuteness alert here. Hi, Tracy. Nice to see you. Um, Sometimes I ask my son, who's 5, just a random question, adult question, kind of, to see what he says. So today I said, "So, are you gonna get married when you get old?" And he says, "Of course," like with complete and total certainty. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then he looks at me like I'm silly, like, "Why wouldn't I?" It just cracks me up. Okay, I know that's my child, and it cracks me up, and um, I've been saying he's the cutest since he was born, and I know all the parents who say their child is the cutest and their child is graduating high school and so on and so forth. So I know where I'm headed. But I thought that was so cute. And then he says, I'm going to need to get busy because I need to design some ring. And I said, "Oh, for what? For me?" And he's like, "No, mommy, for my wife." Okay. Like, so, I'm being silly, right? So I'm like, "What are you gonna put on it?" I'm gonna put like something like watermelon. And he's like, "Come on, mom." I mean, he makes all these faces. It's like really, really funny. And then I said, he goes, "No." He goes, "It's gonna be a birdstone. It's gonna be her birdstone, and it's gonna be in the shape of a heart." Okay, so it just melted my heart, and it just melted my heart again by telling you the story. I thought it was so cute, so precious, so innocent, and so in his knowing, right? So, how many of us have been there, had those beautiful, perfect, crystalline dreams when we were little, when we were, tiny? And I know, thank you, Crazy. It's so cute, right? And how many of us lost that along the way because of life, because of our upbringing, maybe because it was a religious upbringing, or just what happened to us, or just life happening, right? And we start to like lose the faith or lose the the feelings of just dreaming large, right? I mean, he's 5 years old and he like already knows he's gonna get married and he's gonna design this girl's ring. So so cute and so amazing. But like, when do we lose that, right? So I believe I spoke about this before in one of my videos, that when we're 5 years old, we're using 98% of our brain creativity, our brain's creativity. And by the time we're 18, we're using 2%. Wow, right? Like, that's huge, right? So let's try to live our lives like a 5 year old in terms of creativity, in terms of opening up our imagination, in terms of being positive, in terms of dreaming, right? So these are the things that you need to have in order to create, manifest, and go towards the life that you want to create. If you're not living your dream life right now, it's okay, right? But you are on your way, and that is what counts, right? This is the road. It is the journey of how you're getting there. It's not the destination. So if you're not there yet, it's okay. As long as you're working to get there and doing something, just taking one little step each day to get closer to your dream life, then you are on the right track. I wanted to share something else with you. Look at this. I just received my Celestine crystal. I have been looking for one of these forever. It's so gorgeous, isn't it? Oh my gosh. So I have been looking for one of these particular ones because I'm so connected to the angels. So I'm like, I need to have this. And it finally arrived today. I found the right crystal and it arrived, and I'm just like so feeling its power, feeling its energy. Thank you. Yeah, I know it's so gorgeous, right? So I can't stop touching it. But it's just a really nice connection to the angels, right? So yeah, just wanted to share that as well. My new gem. I love gems. I love gold. It's also one of my power metals, gold. So I'm always wearing gold. My husband calls me a gypsy, but but yeah, it is celestite. Celestite, celestine. I looked it up. They're both the same. I mean, people call it the same thing. All right. So on day one, I spoke about becoming a master of your dream life by number one, looking at your shadow. And right now, we are starting the shadow period. So this is when a lot of stuff is going to come up for you. If you're starting to feel uncomfortable, to start to see things that are coming up, this is why the Mercury retrograde is going to start about in about a couple of days, in a week or so, and all of this stuff is coming up, and that goes until about June 20 something. I don't have the dates in my head. I Every time I need it, I have to look it up. I'm not good with dates, but anyway, you get the gist. So a lot of that stuff's coming out, and so number one, in order to find your dream life and get there, is to look at your shadow. What is it that is coming up for you, so that you can clear it? And then number two, that was my day two thing, was fill yourself with light. I'm just summarizing. Fill yourself with light. So when you remove something out that is negative or dense from your body, then you want to put something in place so that you don't fill it up with negativity again, right? So you want to fill it up with light, with love, with positive thinking, positive thoughts. Okay. And then today I'm going to talk to you about number three is visualizing. And I've talked about visualizing before, but really feeling where you are. And I also have talked about this. I believe I did this on Kylie's site the other day when I was talking about creating your wish list, your bucket list. So if you create a bucket list, right? But they call it a bucket list because like most people do that when they think they're going to die or they're close to dying or that type of stuff, but it doesn't mean that you have to be there to create one, right? Just make a wish list of 100 things. You don't have to be in a position that you're feeling like, oh my goodness, life is fleeting me and now I'm going to do that. Just right now, take a piece of paper and take a pen and start writing down 100 things that you want to do, um, that you would like to, just do in your life. And and I guarantee you that you're going to start, and you're going to start writing, and you're going to start writing really fast, all these things that you want, the first things that come in your mind, right? And it could be anything. It could be, I want to be healthy, I want to be stronger, I want to have more defined muscles, right? I'm talking about all these healthy body things right now. Then you can maybe talk about um, money, right? I want money, financial freedom. Maybe I want $1 million. Maybe I want $10 million. I don't know, whatever it is that your dream is, right? You start writing these things. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want a child. Maybe you want your soul. Maybe you want to get married. Whatever it is, a house, a car, a yacht, right? Travel to a specific place. So you start writing down these things. And about 10 to 15, most people who haven't done this before or who haven't done this in a long time, stop because the flow, the creativity stops. And then you have to kind of like sit there and start thinking, okay, what else do I want, right? I got this. Now where do I go? How do I get to 100? And that seems to be a difficult thing. And why is it difficult? Because you're not using your imagination. You're not opening up to other things, right? So you're only thinking of the things that are around your life right now. You just want to get out of whatever situation that you have that is happening in your life right now. That is the first thing in your mind, that's fresh in your mind. So of course you're going to write that first, right? But then once you get there, then what else is there, right? Because all of those first things that you write are guarantee you are going to be pretty much three-dimensional things. They're going to be very tangible, and things that are not as big as you could have, right? So after you stop, you slow down, challenge yourself to go on. And I did this analogy, just popped up in my head when I did this on Kylie's group, where I said it's kind of like using my son again, right? When you're 5 years old or 4 years old and you're just starting to learn your letters, right? What is that child's goal, right? What do they want? They want to know the letters. Oh my goodness, how amazing would it be to know the alphabet? That's huge, right? It's great. And that's their goal. So imagine that being your dream life, right? You want to know the alphabet. And what happens is that halfway through learning the alphabet, you start to realize that if you put some of these letters together, you can actually create words. right? So you're halfway there. You don't really know the whole alphabet. You're like, know most of it, or you're half of it, but you're like starting to realize that there's something else out there. And then you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe that's my dream. Maybe what I want is to know how to write some words. Okay, that's my new dream, right? But you couldn't see that before. You couldn't see that that was even available to you because you didn't know about it. You were just learning the letters, right? So now that you've learned some of the letters and you're on your way to learning the rest of the alphabet, then it's like all these new things pop up and you're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I want to know how to write some words. That's my goal. And then you start working towards that goal, right? That's your dream life now, which is to be able to learn how to write words. And what happens is you start to learn to write words, and then it dawns on you that, hey, I can make some phrases with these words. Maybe if I put some words together, I can make a sentence. Oh my goodness, that's my dream life. I want to go to that, right? So this is how we grow. It's the same process, right? Right now, when you start making your goals of like what is it that you want for your life to be your dream life, you'll have a certain amount of things that pop into your head that you're able to gather and to verbalize or write and put them down as part of your dream. And then as you start to work towards your dream, excuse me, energy moving. Other things are going to appear and present themselves to you. And then you're going to see other possibilities around. And then you're going to be like, oh, wait a second, maybe I want that too. And that's completely okay, right? Nobody says that your 100 item list of your dream life has to stop at 100, right? You can continue adding, right? It is an infinite possibilities. And always, whenever you ask for anything and you're creating something, always add to or something better at the end. Why? Because the universe, your soul, knows what else is possible. You being inside your three-dimensional body and being, feeling heavy and dense on this earth are only able to fathom certain things, right? You're only able to dream so big, right? Especially if you've never had certain things. Let's say somebody who's never owned a home, right? That's like a huge thing. Oh my goodness, I might want to buy a house, right? And then maybe my dream is to just get a house. It doesn't matter what type of house. I just want to be owning my own home, right? And maybe you buy this beautiful home that you're able to afford, and it's tiny, but you love it so much because you've reached that goal of having a home. And then you're living in this home, maybe several years, and then you like start to dream, you know what? Maybe I need a bit of more room. Maybe I want a bigger home, right? And then your dream grows to something else. But a house is a house is a house, and it's still very dense and three-dimensional. So living your dream life is not really all about material things. It's not about the money and the homes and the jewels or the traveling, all of those things that have to do with the money, which, of course is perfectly fine. But what else do you really want, right? Your soul. What else is there? Is it just these material things? Or is it something else? And that something else, if it's not popping up for you now, if you're not coming up with those ideas, it is perfectly fine. It is perfectly normal. Those things will be revealed to you as you are working on your journey. As the more you work on yourself, the more you get closer to your goals, the more that you get opportunities showing up for you, being shown to you. You start to feel led in the right direction, and you start to take those different paths, and that's how you get there, right? So that is the next thing. Okay. And also, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is be happy in the moment, right? So feeling where you are right now and knowing that you already have that which you want, right? So let's just say I wanted a bigger house, right? Just like to make an example, right? Um, I love my house, but let's just say that's what I wanted, right? So then feeling that you're already living in this bigger home for whatever reasons you want that, right? Feeling, seeing yourself there, living in there, like in your mind's eye, visualizing there, and but having that feeling of being there. that is what brings you closer to your dream. And how does that happen? The more you are in that moment of feeling with your imagination, right? So again, going back to your 5-year-old imagination when you were using 98% of that, right? So you're using that and you're creating these scenes. I've talked about this before as well. You're creating a scene of you already being where you want to be. You're creating a scene of that you're already having that whatever it is that you want to have, right? And you don't have to do like this whole elaborate, really long scene in your head. Imagine it like one tiny small scene from a movie. Like for example, what was that, Jerry Maguire? You had me at hello, right? So let's say it's love that you want to attract or a specific person or like finding that soulmate, right? You had me at hello. That scene says it all, right? And it's just one little scene of the entire movie, right? So I'm not saying to picture that scene. I'm saying picture yourself perhaps saying that to your soulmate or to, the person that you know or something like that, right? Or like let's say you're already in a relationship but things are not advancing to where you want to be, right? So maybe you have that conversation, that one small scene with that person where you are communicating and you're saying something and you have that feeling, right? It's all in the feeling. And then you have that feeling of, okay, this is what I would say to the person. This is what I look like saying this to the person. This is what they look like looking at me, receiving my words. This is what we do. Maybe we embrace, maybe we cry, whatever it is that you imagine in your own little scene is one tiny scene, like 10 seconds, right? So that you can bring that back to your now. And whenever you have that doubt, whenever you have that um, what if, right? Because if you put a what if question, then that what if is doubt, right? That what if it doesn't happen? What if he doesn't show up? What if he doesn't like me, right? All of those what ifs, those are your doubt. That's your ego putting it down, right? So whenever those little what ifs come into your head, then you have that scene that you already created in your mind's eye to bring it back, and then you can relive it within you and feel it, right? And guaranteed it happens, right? It brings it to you. The the more that you live in that space, the more that you repeat that scene that you created in your head, the faster you manifest it, right? So you manifest it, you think about it, you live in it, you hold that space for like 10 minutes if you can. And it's difficult. I've been trying to do it, and usually, like, my mind wanders. So, I'm just like you guys, okay? There's nothing, I'm doing the same things that I'm teaching you, right? So, like, I'm working on the same things, right? So usually I can hold about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, depending on the time of day that I'm doing my meditation stuff. But to get to 10 minutes is actually quite difficult. So so if you just work on it, work on having that scene in your head and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it of where you want to be, where you want to go to create your dream life. Like that's what you will be doing once you reach the goal that you have now that you think is your dream life. Because as I said before, as you're getting closer to it, your dream life goal will change, right? It will expand because you will expand, right? It has to happen. That's just the way that we are. We are all evolving all the time. So that's the way that works. So yeah, so that's what you want to do, right? So you want to, number one is work on yourself, right? If you don't work on yourself, if you don't get that part out first, if you don't take the shadow out first, then then it's going to come back, right? Or whatever else you do in your life to manifest things, it's the things are going to come back because you need to get rid of this first. Okay, so kind of like um, kind of like working in your garden and being all dirty and then putting all your new clothes on, right? You're still dirty inside. You need to get rid of that first. You need to take that shower, clean it off, then you put your new clothes on, right? Um, you don't want to put the nice clothes on because then those new clothes are going to be stinky like you are, because you were working outside and they're going to be dirty. And then you're going to be like, oh yeah, this came back again. My clothes got dirty again. I'm going to change. Okay, so you change, you put some new clothes on again. You didn't take a shower yet, right? So you're still dirty and you're still thinking up those clothes. And that's your shadow. That's your shadow that if you don't work on it and you don't want to remove it from your body first, you're not getting to that part. That's the hard part, right? Because you have to face it. You have to face what it is. You have to face why it was so hard for you to deal with it, which is why you put it inside your body and you decide not to look at it, right? And it's okay. We all do this. We all have been doing this, right? It's not something that is just you. I have it. Everybody has it. Okay, it's not a singular thing that only that you may feel like, oh, it's only me doing this, and oh, I'm so horrible because I have all this stuff. No, 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 no. That's everybody. Everybody has those things, right? And some of us work on it and get some stuff out faster. Some of us it takes us longer, just because it might be like a deeper wound, right? Something a little bit more hurtful. Maybe it's fresh. It all depends on our life journey, right? And we're all in doing our life journeys together, right? We're all a huge collective. So that's why my purpose is to empower you, lift you up, and show you how to reach those levels so that you can rise and you can drop your shadows and be enlightened on your own, like the way that it will look for you, right? And then by doing that, your frequency goes up, and then everybody around you, their frequency goes up as well, right? So that's the whole thing, right? The more people that are doing this type of work, the more people that are looking deep inside them to remove their shadows and to reach their dreams, the higher the frequency of the entire collective of the world, right? So you want to give love, you want to expand everybody that you can, and the fastest way to help others expand is to work on yourself first. You cannot help others without doing the work yourself first. So that's number one. Okay, you first, love yourself first. Oh, by the way, if you have not picked up my freebie, which is in the units, that is my free meditation for love and acceptance that I dropped up there. It's on the units. Just click on it, and then you just put in your email and it gets emailed to you automatically. It is fantastic. It is specific for you guys to for anybody um, to release past hurts, and past hurts does not have to be attached to romantic love. Okay, it can be anything. It could be you were a child and somebody laughed at your pants, right? And that hurt your heart, right? That bothered you as a child because that's what it felt like, right? So that is hurt love as well. So you anything that you have, anything. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Anything that you have in that pops up, you can use this meditation, and then you feel yourself, you forgive, and then you fill yourself with light. So it is a really really great meditation that you guys can use, and you can use it as many times as you want. And sometimes the same thing will pop up for you to clear up, because it's a deep thing. So it'll just pop up again the next time and you clear it again, and then pops up the next time and you clear it again, and that's fine, completely perfect as well. If you have some other things that pop up every time that you do the meditation, something else pops up, perfectly fine. You cannot do this wrong. Okay, whatever pops up for you whenever you're doing it, that is what's supposed to happen. So no need to be like to think like, oh, I did this wrong, or am I doing this right, or was I supposed to do that first, or was I supposed to do that later? No, no. Whatever happens for you, that is you. That is your higher self guiding you and showing you what needs to happen at that moment. Okay, so that's the way that works. Okay, so yeah, if you guys have any questions, just pop them in, let me know, and I'll see if I can answer anything that you have here. It takes about 20 to 30 seconds for whatever you type to pop up on the screen. There's a lag. So, like right now I'm speaking, and whatever you're hearing, I said like 20 seconds ago, just so that you know, for those of you who are new. Also, just wanted to remind you that Dream Weaving School is up, and May 28th is the early bird price. So if you are feeling this and you're feeling called to it and you're feeling excited about it or inquisitive about it and you want to know more, just go onto my website and just click in and get yourself a free 30-minute discovery consultation with me. It has some channel questions in there that you can um, put them, write your answers, and that will help you feel into like, oh, this is something that I might want, or maybe this is not something that I might want right now. It helps you kind of decide like where you are in your journey, and then I can talk with you for like 30 minutes, and then you can bring any questions about it. We're going to start in like June. We're going to start mid to late June, is what I heard today. My guides were telling me today is going to be after Mercury retrograde that we're going to actually get started. So that's about the 20th, somewhere around there. And I don't have the dates on it because I mean exactly when we're going to start, because it's an organic container, so it's going to work, for us as a group. So if you have any questions on that, book yourself a consultation for that. If you're feeling it, then let me know about it. I would love to have you in it and show you the path to creating your own dream life and help you with that. Being in a closed container like that, where you have support, where you get to see me almost every week, and you have targeted stuff for you to work on, like whether it's a meditation or journaling or just like something that my guides tell me specifically for you on that day, it is key to reaching the next level. We're going to do quantum healing on every visit that we have, any group of visit, which are huge, because that's what makes everybody work and get to the next level really fast. I think I mentioned this to you before, that I have somebody who's going through the program right now, and she came to me asking me and saying, "I want to do what you do." Now, not everybody wants to do what I want to do, and that's totally fine. Reaching your dreams does not mean do what you're doing, Valeria. Okay, does not mean that. It means your dreams, right? But this particular person wanted to do what I wanted to do, and she came to me without anything, without ever doing anything. And on week 4, she communicated successfully with her past relatives. So that is huge, um, because it's just so quickly. It just works so quickly, and is guided specifically towards each person who is in it. So if you're feeling it, if you're having any questions about it, if you have any, ooh, that feels like something like it might be for me. Just book a free consult. It doesn't cost you anything except for the 30 minutes that you spent with me. And I love to talk with you. So, yeah. So, any other questions? Anything about how else to reach your dream life? Um, just type them in. If you're catching this on later on, um, you can still type anything that you want on it, and I will still answer you. So if you're catching this later and you're seeing and you're coming up with some questions about it that you might have about anything, about how to create your list, how to, or what to put on your list, or anything that you have, just write them down, and I'll answer for you. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really love you, and I appreciate you guys being here and in my group, supporting each other, and I just love to see you. Um, okay, I don't see any questions, so I am going to sign off. I'm going to go read to my son. Usually I start doing that around 7:30. So and then put him to bed. So, and it's still a weeknight, so it's not like he can go to sleep really late. But okay, it was great seeing you. This is really fun doing this at this time when it's still light outside. I usually come in really late. Hola tia, that's my aunt saying hi. Um, start really coming really late after he's sleeping, or somewhere in during the day, like in my break when I'm working, or something like that, or on Saturdays. So this is very different for me to come at this time and talk with you. All right, guys, I'm going to say sayonara. Ciao, ciao. Bye. Love you.